Well, first of all, hello. Nice to meet you. I gotta say, this is almost a hacky sort of question or comment, but it's so true right now. You do a great American accent.
Oh, thank you.
To the point where I asked somebody after the screening, like, wait, is he actually American? And he was doing an English accent before. It's a hard one to pull off.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed doing accents and different voices, and it's been great the last couple of years to really get to explore that fully, in character on screen, and we have a sort of East Coast thing going on for Kenny and Tombstones, and then a bit of Kentucky for David and the guest.
I would have to imagine you've got to be super choosy about what you're doing right now, right? Because I mean, it's a pretty big risk leaving the bird in hand for the two in the bush. And it seems like so far you're
it's been
an
interesting
Liam Neeson movie.
Yeah, I mean that was the first sort of step after doing The Heiress on Broadway, which was my first sort of step, away after Downton. Came over here, and Scott Frank, director of Walk Among The Tombstones, saw me in that and offered me Kenny, and was looking for someone a bit unexpected, really, to play that kind of role, and to somebody who could...
It's great that he saw you in that, because you look so different in this movie, you sound so different.
And, he was looking to, for an unexpected choice, but also to help me move in a different direction. He was actively wanting to see me try and do something different, to transform my look, wanted me to, lose some weight, dye my hair, grow some weird facial hair.
By the way,
you
still kept it off.
And so that was, that was everything I'd ever dreamed of, really, was somebody saying, look, here it is. It's, just try and explore a totally different genre, a different world, and so that really opened the door for a number of other things to happen. And the guest followed soon after that, and again, not an easy or obvious step, and I had to, fly down and convince Adam that I understood his script, and. But it was really Scott who sort of opened that gateway. Yeah,
the last thing you want is the script that's like, well, it's World War II, and you're a doctor, not a lawyer.
You never know.
Yeah. So it's great. It's two totally different stuff. One of the things I found really interesting about this character was he's a bad guy, and yet you go on a journey with him where you're sympathetic towards him, and you're actually rooting for him in some scenes. I mean, that's the job, right? Like that's the character you want.
That was one of the key challenges, I think, that Scott presented me with was how can we evoke some sympathy for a character we would ordinarily see in a very we'd ordinarily dismiss him as a bad guy, and there are no sort of black and white good bad characters in this. There are some extremely evil characters in this, and there are some people who've made some bad life choices and ended up in a bad situation. And I think it's always an interesting moral question when bad things happen to bad people. How does that make us feel? And it asks interesting questions of the audience. And I remember feeling that from reading the screenplay. What an interesting and complex narrative it really was.
Absolutely, the gray area. That's real life. Cheers. Thanks.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. I got it.